Hello everybody and a very good afternoon, good morning, welcome to Crafters TV. My name is Ben Moseby. Thanks for joining us, start of a brand new week, the final live week of the year. Can you believe that? I've just realised 5 days to go, and then we're sort of breaking down for Christmas, aren't we? Looking forward to it. Who's ready for Christmas? Put your hand in the air. Me. Are you ready for Christmas? Hopefully you are. We've got some fabulous shows though lined up this week. It is going to be an awesome week. Today we've got Monday Makers coming up for you a little bit later on. Right now though, we have a masterclass, and it is all about the Ultimate Pro and also a selection of our scoreboards too. We've got a great lineup for you. Obviously we're going to be concentrating lots on the Ultimate Pro, and I do think it's a great show to get in touch, ask the questions, and my crafty partner in crime at the side of the studio has said he is very happy to kind of go with the crafty flow today. He's got some ideas lined up to keep the next 2 hours fun-filled and educational, and he's got lots of demos and hints and tips. However, we want your requests, we want your ideas, we want you to say, oi, can you get Craig just to show me this, because I'm not quite sure how you do it. I mean, you know, you can ask us to do it. Maybe you've got a question you want to fire our way as well. Let's make it nice and educational, nice and interactive, and lots of fun over the course of the next couple of hours. Let's find out if he's in a well, he is in a festive mood the other side of the studio, because I can see, as much as I've got my Christmas top on, Sprout on the town, because it's Sprouts. They're going out on the, because that's Mr. Christmas himself is in a Home Alone mood the other side of the studio. Merry Christmas, you filthy animal.
Merry Christmas, you Sprout on the town. How are you, Al?
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you very much. Raring to go. Had a lovely weekend here on Crafters TV. Actually, do you know something? It's been a lovely couple of weeks. However, I am here today, all day today. We had a lovely wake-up call. But this, as you were saying, Ben, it's a masterclass.
Yeah.
It's all about our Ultimate Pro, our scoreboards. And just to reiterate what Ben just said there, I've got lots of ideas to show you. However, what we really want to do is, if there was anything specific you wanted to see, I'm more than happy to pop what I've got to the side and show you throughout the show hints, tips, ideas using the Ultimate Pro and any of the envelope makers. What we do have on the show as well is we do have that USB, don't we?
We
Ben,
do.
I know that you're going to be showing later on. Now these here, you can do so much without the USB, but with the USB, you're enabling yourself to create the most beautiful, usable, versatile projects that you can use around the house. It could be in your craft room. It could be for gifts throughout the year if you want to. You can do additional desk organizers. It could be maybe just as you go into the house where you pop, you know how you always have that little bit with some pens in there and you put loose change in there. But they're not all set in place, so you can come along and then you can absolutely go along, change them all about. But then what you can do is you can go in step by step. You can follow what Sarah's going to be doing with on that USB that you can see here. You can watch, you can pause, you can print out the instructions if you want. What about little note lists? All of these you could be doing with your pattern paper, your Centura apparel. So although we'll be focusing on the scoreboards, what the Ultimate Pro does, what the envelope maker does, you can, once you get your hands on the USB, if you don't already have it, is make these incredible projects. But maybe it's the actual embossing boards, maybe it's the actual Ultimate Pro, is it the envelope maker, is it the box maker, maybe you want to see how that paper trimmer works, maybe you want to see how an envelope works, maybe you're having trouble when it comes to the Envelope Pro, how you are not able to get a straight edge when it comes to the actual envelope maker. Maybe you want to do a flat one, not quite sure how you're going to do a 3/4 of an inch one, pattern paper, vellum, anything like that. Let us know, let Ben know, and of course we'll do that over the next couple of hours.
I'll say a few hellos before we get started. That deal though, by the way, is brilliant. 33 3, I think, isn't there, projects on the USB. Great price today, £20, $35, £16 or $28. I think it's definitely worth popping into your basket if you haven't already got it. But of course, you'll pick up all the hints and tips today, and plenty of shows that you can go back on YouTube and check out if you are picking up the Ultimate Pro over the course of this show, or maybe you've already got it and you need to have a bit of a refresh. We've got Cool Cat Caitlin on the socials today, and Karen Wells-Sorrell is already in saying hello. Hello. Hi, Lynn Harvey. He says, hi, Ben Craig, the CTV team, the wonderful social superstar, and everyone. We have got Nicola and Charlotte steering the good ship craft today, and producer Johnny also in the gallery. It is rammed in there today. It is packed. They're like that. Woo, like that.
Yeah,
Charlotte's trying to press the buttons. Charlotte just said it's very, very warm in there. Jill B says, good morning from Arizona. Oh, shh, sneaky watching at work, sorry. Carlette is in. Clarice is in from South Carolina. Hi to Zoe Carver, behave. Hi to Leslie, says good morning from San Diego. Wolf Dark Eyes Moonwater says good afternoon or good morning, CTV and crafting friends. Hi Clarice, hi Barbara from Indiana, and Carolyn from Oregon, and Betty Weaver from Idaho. Hi Terry Anderson, who says hello, sneaking in some Crafters TV whilst everyone is having a sleep-in.
That'll be me tomorrow, Ben.
Have you got a day off?
Oh gosh, what's that called again? But yeah, I do. Yeah, I'm going to relax, I'm going to chill, I'm going to stuff my face with such lovely food. I'm going to watch Christmas films.
What about your craft room now? I've seen the state of it.
Yeah.
You need to do that before you do your relaxing and you're watching your movies and you're stuffing your face and having your fun. You need to make sure you've got your bedroom. You need to make sure, sorry, I'm used to doing this at home. You've got to make sure you get your craft room tidy first, haven't you?
Yeah,
it's a state.
I will do.
Get it sorted.
I will do.
Make sure you do.
I will do.
I don't want any of this, you know, half job Bob and shoving things under.
Shove it under.
Yeah.
Get it out the way.
Make sure you put it away nicely.
Yeah.
Empty the bins.
You know what my concern
Vacuum.
is?
Yes.
You know what it's like? I'm going to start and I'm going to end up crafting. It's always the same. But
Yeah.
I do plan on having a lovely day off as well. But yeah, that'll be tomorrow.
Audrey says, yay, love seeing you two together. Karen says, I've watched the Home Alone movies about 5 times already this year. And hi to Mary Pat 1000, who says, good morning everyone from Montana. I'll be watching whilst making Christmas presents today. Thank you also to everybody getting in the questions. I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 questions already in. So I tell you what we'll do. Let's get started with the deal, the Ultimate Pro, that comes with your free boxer board and a tape pen included as well. And we'll get Craig started, and then we will ask the questions whilst he's crafting. And if it's like a request that comes in, we will get him to move along to that as well. But honestly, this is such a brilliant bit of kit. If you're new to crafting, maybe you've come to us at the back end of this year and you're thinking, right, 2023 is the year that I'm going to start making my own handmade cards, going to start making my boxes, doing all these different things. The Ultimate Pro is a bit of kit that you absolutely need. 10 different functions, I think, with the Pro itself. The fact that you're going to be making your own cards in here, you're going to be making your own boxes with these as well. You're going to be embossing here, you're going to be making ribbons here, you're going to be scoring and cutting and so much more. And don't forget, of course, with the Ultimate Pro today, we're throwing in the boxer board for free and one of our fantastic tape pens as well. We've got metric and imperial versions for you as well, depending on how you kind of work, but the saving today is phenomenal. $58.97 or $91.89 is what the full bundle totals. However, you're only paying $39.99 or $69.95 if you're platinum, or indeed if you're shopping for the first time today. Sign up to Club Inspire, get 20% off your first order. That is the price that you will pay, £31.99 or $55.96. If it's your New Year's resolution to get crafting, this is going to set you off on the right track. If you want the Imperial version as well, which is US only, details up on your screen for you right there, $55.96. But let's get cracking with this. I mean, we've got 2 hours, Craig, but it's kind of one of those things where we could probably spend double that looking at the Ultimate Pro. Just for people perhaps who are tuning in for the first time, or perhaps people who haven't seen this before, why is this bit of kit stuff a legend, and why does every craft room need it?
Well, actually, first and foremost, you saying stuff of legends. This is one of the main items. Yes, obviously, what started off Sarah and Crafter's Companion was the envelope maker. But of course, when it comes to an actual tool, this is one which just made Sarah and Crafter's Companion go way up there to way up there, because this enables you to do. Now, when I say simpler box and envelopes, I don't just mean one or two. You can do a variety of the key sizes that you need. So you can do your shape folds, you can do your embossing edges if you want to. You can do your boxes at half an inch increments. You can do envelopes, you can emboss the edges of the envelopes. You can make your bows, you can do your scoring with the scoring tools. You can then go along with the pegs and you can tie your bows, all done when it comes to the actual Ultimate Pro. You can then score your additional boards, maybe your papers inside. You can use it as a work desk or a workstation. You can go completely flat out, or you can fold it on in itself. That's why so many people have loved this. This is why I still use it as well, time and time again. And let's have a quick talk about it, and we'll do a little bit of scoring just to show you, because it is front, back, inside out. It is all usable in the different ways that you can use it. Now, what we've got on one side here is we have got all these score lines.
Yes.
Now, you can see here straight away you've got all these lines. You've got these zigzags, you've got your scallops as well. Now, if we go down to the bottom, it's always hard to see this on screen, but next to each of these lines you've got, I wonder if you can hear this. Can you hear that?
Yeah.
That's embossed. That is strong, bossed plastic detail. All that we can just see that shining through. That tells you gatefold A5. It tells you your gatefold A4, trifold A4, half fold A5, 5-inch square fold, and fold, half fold A4. So that's enabling you to do your card shapes. So let's just go in with a piece of card first. If you're doing your cards up to the side with your handle, so you're popping it up. A4 cardstock that I've got here, of course we're going with the UK here. So then all you're going to do, half fold A4, score, fold, burnish. There's your A5 card done, professionally. All done.
Easy peasy.
You can do it with your score master and that, don't get me wrong, but you have to work out that guide as to where that centre score line is. You don't have to do that with this one. It's simply right down the middle. Do that with the A5 as well. But then what you can come along and do, and keeping in mind up to the side of the handle. So once again, gatefold A4, that tells me here. So score, I always do it lightly a few times, turn it around, same line, Ben, score a few times, fold and burnish, fold and burnish. Look at that.
Couldn't be easier.
Perfection. Absolute perfection where it joins. You've got literally a millimetre all the way down. There's your gatefold. But then what you can do, and just as an FYI, none of these card blanks will go to waste. They will be used. Another piece of A4 matte card. It could be your black, your craft, it could be your glitter, your mirror, anything like that. I'm just using our white multi-purpose because we can reuse it afterwards. Let's go into trifold A4, which tells me here. You can do all these in A5 and they're also here.
Yep.
It's going to create that same effect, just smaller. But let's go in with your trifold A4, flip it over, trifold A4, and then what you can then do, fold over, burnish, fold back, burnish, and there's your trifold A4 card. And then that is as simple as it is to create your trifold A4 if you wanted to. Even if you just use it, Ben, to fold your simple square card blanks into shape, absolutely perfect. But then what you can do, because we are not doing a specific measurement size card, I can now go up to this side, because then you can take this embossed detail. So this would be the front of my card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the edge, and then using your score tool, which you get 2 of them within the set, you're just going to follow that embossed detail all the way down. Now you can do this with your straight lines if you want to. You have got your zigzag as well. But then what we'll show you in a moment, Ben, is you've got lots of different shaped embossed lines that you can be following along. So look at that.
Yeah.
Detail all the way around. You've got that scallop effect. And then what you can do, I'm not going to do it all, but to the outside edge of that scallop emboss, you can work your way around, and then you can create that really, really lovely scalloped embossed edge that you can see here. So you're going to have a really pretty, not only scalloped effect, but scalloped emboss all the way around, because I've cut to the outside of the emboss. So that is just one side as it is. But then what you can do is flip it over, and now you have got your envelope maker. Now this is the one where I say it's standard simple envelopes, but you can still do a lot of different size ones.
Yes.
You've got all of these details here, so you can go into the corner of your card blanks and do your embossed detail. These ones here, I don't actually have an envelope to hand, but say that was the point of the envelope, Ben. All you would do, pop it up into these notches here, and then all you would do is come along, emboss it. You're going to have a lovely embossed design on the fold of your envelope.
Perfect.
You've got your 4 different ones. You can go all extravagant if you want to then be using your larger ones. Then what you can also do, if you so wish, is you can do things such as your pop-out and K cards. So within something like this one here, what you can do is you can take one of them, and let's go in here with the love heart. Now you've got other designs within this that I'll show you in a moment. So what I'm going to do is grab that score line. So get the flow of the score. If you need to lift it up, you can do. So let's work our way around. So you're using the scoring tool that you've got included. So we work our way all the way down. Now you can then go around, flip it over to the other side, but then you can simply go in, and then we can then cut all the way to the inside of your card. Now then we've got a heart within the middle.
Love it.
Now what I could have done is if I'd done that with one of these shape cards here, so let's go back then into here. So I'm going to go back in to my opposite side that we can just see into that bit there. And then what I'm going to do is if I go in, and then I'm going to score at that gatefold A5, let's flip it, do the score, the gatefold A5. If I fold it back on itself, fold it back on itself here, then what we've then got is we've got the start of a pop-out element going on. So let's just take that one here, just to give you an idea. Let's add a little bit of tape.
You did say all of them would be used.
I did indeed.
There's loads of questions coming. I'll ask this one because it kind of fits in with what you're doing now. Jyoti wants to know, what would you say is the best card to use if you're embossing like you're doing now? So,
really good question. You are going to get the most beautiful, perfect result if you use Centura Pearl. And we'll show you that just shortly. However, you can absolutely use any of your cardstock. You will get an emboss, but Centura Pearl absolutely shows it off to perfection.
That's brilliant.
So you've got that one there with the love hearts. You can do that, of course, when it comes to this half oval, but then you've got your dragonfly. You've got different heart sizes you could use as tags. You can then emboss, cut them out. You've got the butterfly. Ben, that's only that side now. What we can then do, and I'm going to come back to these ones here, and throughout the show we will come back to the actual envelope maker. What I've just done here, you can do with your arch window, 2 sizes. You've got kind of like your mats and layers, 2 sizes. You've got your star, and you've got your butterfly. So you can get the exact same effect as I've just done there, using it in the same way, but with these 4. These can then be apertures for your shakers. If you just want to do one, cut it out, acetate, shaker done. You've then got the outside for a frame as well. So that's going to give you your framework if you want to use it. That's just that side. Then if we flip into the middle, this is where you've got your box maker in 1/2-inch increments. Just like our large scoreboard, if you're familiar with that, box lid on the left-hand side, box base on the right-hand side, inches on one side if you need, centimetres are on the other side here. But then what you can do is then you can come along, and I'm going to cut this one down, and I've purposely thought I'll do this live because you're going to do 2 pieces of card exactly the same. So let's do 5 by 5 and let's do 5 by 5. This could be as big as you want as long as it fits within that depth, which is up to 11 inches. And then what we can do, and I'm using Centura Pearl for this because this will show you the emboss. So box lid, do I want the actual lid of the box to be 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 1.5, 2? That's up to you. So let's go in and let's do a 1 inch.
And just to say, Jyoti asking about the GSM, so Centura Pearl is 310.
It is.
But you can, I mean, what's the minimum sort of weight? Like about 250, 280?
So if you're going to be using it in a card blank forum,
Yeah.
then yes, if you go, I would always recommend 280 onwards.
Yeah.
You will absolutely get away with 250 onwards, but think about how you're decorating it as well. Now, look at that emboss.
It's amazing.
Now, that's what you would get if you use the edge of your actual embossed detail. So let's flip over to the box base. Now, I used line 2, so we're going to use line 2. So up to the edge, and then we're going to score. So then all that we're going to do is go round, nothing different. We're working it round. It's exactly the same size. We can then pop it nice, secure and snug up against the lip on each side. Once again, what we've then got is that beautiful emboss. Now, that could be on a card blank, Ben, with a sentiment in the middle if you want. But of course, what we're going to do is we're going to fold. Now, usually what we say, Ben, is we recommend that you fold into your score line. But of course, with Centura Pearl, we want that score line to be seen. So we're kind of going in the opposite way. If you want, that would be the box base. Let's take the box lid. And if you want it to be a simple box lid with 1 inch all the way around, you can do. But then what you can do, let's come back in. Let's bring in, let's go in with one of these ones here. So let's pick one of them. I'm going to make sure that's nice and straight. Use your low tack tape if you want. Use these as a guide if you want, so I can match up to that last score line that we can see here. Pop that in, and then all I'm going to do, I've left myself a little lift so I can go in, and I'm not really worried about this corner part because this would get snipped off to create our box. But what you will see is if we work all the way around, not only have we got a lovely box in whichever size that you want, we can now go along and we can use our embossing tool to then create that embossed detail that we can see here. I'm not going to do that bit because we're going to cut that one off. So if I take that and take that, we are now going to have a lovely emboss to the edge. Leave it like that, like I'm going to do, or you can fussy cut if you want. And then in the same way that we would create boxes, and if you're completely new to this, all that means is where you've got that crossover there, you're going to cut down to the first line, and then you're going to take a little nick out of the edge there. We're going to do that one last time, cut down. If you go for large scissors, because this is 1 inch in depth, you can actually follow the 1 inch on large scissors, but all you need to know is you're cutting down into the corner there, and then we are going to use our tape runner to then actually assemble it, which I can't believe you even get that, Ben. Isn't it fab that
That's
you
why
get
we run
that?
out of things like our tape pens and our dotty tape pens, because
Probably,
we're always
yeah.
giving them away for free, aren't we?
Absolutely. Really, really is. Now, there's a lid to start with. Lovely lid, but then imagine with your embossed detail all the way round. But let's do this last one, which is the base, so that you can get the gist of how you can create this box size and many more. And they don't have to be square, Ben. They can be the most strangest shape. It doesn't matter. You've got your lid, your base on the opposite sides. All you need to make sure is that your cardstock is exactly the same. Whether you are exactly the same size, doesn't have to be same colour, not at all. But let's bring these ones in here, match them all up. Now, if you've got some jewellery, maybe a necklace or something, put a little bit of tissue paper in there, then you've got your lovely little box that you can see here. That's just that side there. And then within this side, any additional boards or paper that you've got, maybe you're going to go through, create your concept card, store them in there, or any of your embossing boards, store them in there. But then what we can do, last but by no means least, if we flip it over, you can then see here, you've got a little booklet. Here is where 2 of these tools are stored, and you will get them. You've got your 3 pegs here, which then go into here, so you can then create your different size, different width bows. You've got your paper trimmer, and you've also got your cutting blade as well, which here in the UK for this one holds a standard Stanley knife blade. So once it's blunt, you can reuse it. All that you're going to do is, of course, from the actual, it sits like that. It does come with it, by the way. It sits nice and snug in the middle. Can we see there is a little notch there, just holding it in nice and snug? So what to do, on the non-bladed side, lift it up and then just move it up into the next notch. You can see there. Close it, and that gives you your little cutting blade. So it's not out too far. Do either make it so it's nice and secure if you're not using it. Of course, if kids are about, please do make sure that you pop it back in, but you can store it there. And last but by no means least, for now anyway, Ben, let's go in, let's turn it around, because I find this easier doing it this way. Bring in your paper trimmer, slots into place here. Bring in your card stock. So I'm going to use a fresh piece of white that we can see here. And we've got our measurements. This is where your inches and centimetres on the box making side is where they're going to come in handy. I'm going to come in with my card, lift it up. So let's say I want that to be 6 inches. I go up to the 6-inch mark. You've got a little trail line. You've also got a little trail line within the edge of your paper trimmer blade. That sits nicely and it slots in. Keep it straight, pull down, and there is your cut. Turn it around again. Let's just do 6 inches for the sake of it.
So not only gives you a straight line, but it almost acts as like a finger guard as well,
It does indeed. It absolutely does indeed. You can see just there. So we've got our 6x6 matting layer that you've got. From there, that little notch inside the actual paper trimmer blade slots into there, it holds it, it secures it. Pull it down, and then you're going to get whatever measurement you want. That is why this has always been so popular, but why so many people use it as a standalone within their craft room. But if they're on the train, or they're in their caravan, or if they're in a hospital or an appointment, they can put their card, their blade's already there if they want to do the cutting, their scoring tool's already there if you want to do the scoring. It's all done, it's all there for you. Use it as a workstation, or fold it up and then pop it to the side.
Such a great start. There's so many questions coming in, so I think we'll fire a few of those at Craig in just a second. But if you want to go for the Pro today, you can see already just why it is a must-have tool for every craft room and why. Let us know in the comments, by the way, if you have already got one. I know so many of you have, hundreds, thousands of you will have the Pro. Let us know why you love yours. Let us know how often you use it, and tell everybody else why it's such an essential bit of kit for any craft room. Brilliant today for the fact that you're not just getting the Pro with all of the features and benefits. You've just seen a few of them there with Craig, but you are going to get the free boxer board, and you're going to get a free tape pen included as well. So just £31.99 or $55.96. If you've already got the Pro as well, do check out the show page, because you can see additional things like score tools and also replacement blades on the show for you today as well. So a really great way for you to kind of stock up there. And we've got more of those embossing boards available for as well that you might not have already with your Pro. Let's just tackle a few questions though, and like we've said, no silly questions. We can go right back to basics, or if you're a little bit confused and you're not quite sure about various features and bits and pieces, ask those questions anyway. So I think, again, this is maybe just confusion to do with the name, but Karen says, Craig, how do I tell if I have the Ultimate or the Ultimate Pro?
So it's the same.
Yep.
It is the same, so don't worry about that. Just exactly the same thing.
Georgianne says, and this is a good question. So Georgianne's from Clearwater, Florida. She says, how do I measure an item to get the correct size of cardstock? So I suppose that's more to do like if you're making a box. So if you were like making a box for, I don't know, say a book or something, how would you then decide how much bigger do you need to make the box than the item? I think that's the question.
Right-o. Okay, doc. Let's take...
That's a good question.
I'm presuming I'm allowed to do this, because it's there at the side.
Of course you are. If it's Sarah's book, you know.
Let's take Sarah's book, right?
Yeah.
So, what I would do, so whatever the size is, and this is what I always do as well, Ben, so please excuse me. So, this is, and I'm showing you, this is me purposely showing you how I do it. So the book is 6 1/4 inches by, let's say, 9.5 times 9.5. So what I like to do is I like to make sure, and I add an extra 1/4 inch on, just to make sure it's nice, it's snug, but it's held on.
Yeah.
So therefore, for my book would be 6 3/4 by 9 3/4. You can see just here, I am scribbling.
Yeah.
And then what I also want to do is I want to then see
wouldn't that be 6.5, the first one?
what did I say?
You say you go by 1/4?
Oh, 1/4,
Yeah.
half, sorry.
Spotted your deliberate mistake.
It's deliberate, I know.
Yeah,
I've always said, I always hold my hands up and say maths is not my strong point. So then what I would do is I would then have a look at our depth or whatever the item is.
Yeah.
So if I look at this one here, it is about 1 inch. Let's say 1 1/4 to be safe. So let's say 1 1/4 that we've got here. So once again, let's bring this one in. This is exactly how I do it at home. So therefore, my book, which is 6, which I will have it at 6.5 by 9 3/4, plus I need to add on 1 1/4 inches all the way round. So it's going to be 6.5 plus 1 1/4 plus 9 3/4 plus 1 1/4, which then gives us, Ben, 11, which then gives us
7 3/4.
7 3/4. So I'm going to need, for this book, I'm going to need a piece of cardstock which is 7 3/4 by 11 inches.
Okay.
And then I'm going to score at 1 1/4 all the way round. So then that gives us, have I got cardstock?
It's like maths with Craig, this, isn't it? He's got into proper professor mode.
Not like me whatsoever, but joking aside, Ben, I do that often. That's exactly how I do it. So therefore, that's stuck in my mind. So let's move it to the side. So let's go in and then let's take our card. Let's cut it to 11 by 7 3/4. So we can pop that one to the side that you can see here. Now it is big, so I'm going to go in with one of my bigger scoreboards. So let's go in with our score master that you can see here. And then, as I said, I need to score at 1 1/4. So what I'm going to do, let's pretend I've done the lid. So I would do the same, box lid all the way round, 1 1/4 all the way round. But what I'm going to do is, because I just want to show you how it fits within the base, we're going to go in, so up to the box base side, we're going to score at 1 1/4. We're doing that one all the way round. So whatever your object is, measure it. My personal opinion, add about 1/4 inch on, so you've got that little bit of give. And then whatever the depth of the item is, you need to add that all the way round so that it's going to hold the box snugly, that we can see here. Let's do our little nicks once again. So let's go in. You know when your heart starts pumping, thinking, this better work. So, there we go. Let's have a look. I have. Oh, I've not done the other two sides, Ben. That's what it is. See, I've only done 1 1/4 once. So that's going to be 12 1/4, and then that's going to be so that's going to be 9. That's going to be 9.
Yes, it is.
It is. So that's going to be 9. There you go. Right. Have I got? I do have cardstock that's big enough, Ben.
I wish you hadn't started now.
Let's bring in our piece. Hey, good question though. Good call.
It was a question from who asked that? It was Georgianne Curley. Who asked the question?
I'll look at that. Have I got A3 cardstock? Forgot A3.
Whilst Craig's having a look, I can say good morning to Mary Pat, who's joined us, and also Coletta, who's in from Kansas. They have a dusting of snow. Our snow's all gone now, actually. It's disappeared. It's got warmer today. And Laurie says, hello, beautiful morning here in Gilbert, Arizona. I'm going to make coffee and get ready to wrap Christmas presents whilst watching the show. If you want this deal, by the way, with the scoreboard that Craig is showing you, brilliant deal. The deal, I did some maths on this. Hopefully my maths is right. So basically, you buy the scoreboard, again, a must-have tool for your craft room, and you buy the amazing enveloper and the red liner tape, which is your 10 metres of 3mm. So you buy that, and then for free, we're going to give you your Sweet Treats embossing board, which works absolutely perfectly, of course, with your Ultimate. We're going to give you your tape pen for free, and we're going to give you your luxury cardstock, the Carnival, 40 sheets of mixed cardstock in the glitter, in your matte mirror, and also your mirror card. That you're getting for free within the bundle as well. What a deal, £24 or $32 for all of that I've just shown you if you're Platinum today, saving £30 or $28 if you are grabbing that deal today. Platinum price £24, $32, another 20% comes off that price. So that's just to show you if you want to go for the scoreboard, which of course Craig has been using. Are you all right now?
All good, yep. So I've not done anything other than cut my Centura Pearl 12 1/4 by 9 inches. So once again, whatever the size of your object is, add 1/4 inch to give a little bit of give, and then whatever the depth is, you need to make sure that you add that on all the way round. That's where my 12 1/4 by 9 inch comes in. So then I can then score on the box base side,
yep,
all the way around. So we're just going to go in. So for the actual box lid would be exactly the same, but it's not the lid I want to show you, it's how it's going to fit said object. So let's go in now, and then as I done before, we're going to cut to our score, do our neck, we're going to cut with our little neck, and we're going to cut with this little nick there. And although I've gone in at 1 1/4, Ben, that could be as high as you want. Do you know what I mean? I'm only going by that because that's near the size of the width of the book. So let's go in, you would come along, you would then give it a really good score, you would give it a burnish. I'm not going to burnish it because I want you to see how it comes together. Let's go in with, of course, our actual tape runner. So let's add that on at the side here. So this is now having the capability at home of having a look at what presents you're away to give to someone.
Exactly, yeah.
Maybe you want to then make it into a special box or present. We can then come along and
yay,
that fits
perfect.
your item project perfectly.
We can all make it, and you just did.
And I just did. There we go. So perfect. Keeping in mind, the box lid, Ben, would be exactly the same.
Yeah.
All you're going to do is score it on the box lid side.
Yeah.
That will fit, but that is your perfect size for a book.
Do you know what? I'm so glad you asked that question, Georgianne, because that's what we're here for today as well. Like Craig's got, he could easily fill this 2 hours and more. But the whole point of a masterclass is that you ask what you want to see. You ask the questions that you want answered. And actually, if you've already got the Ultimate Pro, or you've got your scoreboards at home, and you're thinking, oh, I'd love to be able to make boxes this year for Christmas. If that has now just inspired you to be able to do it, so much the better. Obviously we're here to bring you these products, but if you've already got them, if we're giving you the inspiration to, this Christmas, get your scoreboard, get your Ultimate Pro out and start making some boxes and cards or whatever, then again, we have done our job today. Plenty more questions filing through, which we will answer. Kimberly just says, a bit of craft and they make toffee, fudge and peppermint bark candies.
Oh my gosh.
The peppermint bark candies that Karen sent. Did you get some of those?
I made sure I did.
Oh!
I know!
Mwah!
Oh, yeah. And then it's also sent in a big tub of kind of like hard sweets.
Yeah.
Kind of like rock. Oh my God. Between us all, we absolutely loved the kind of like the peppermint and the spearmint balls. Oh, they were amazing. Because let me tell you, no one does mint, peppermint, spearmint like America does.
You're absolutely right. Sadly, a lot of the goodies that Karen sent for me, my daughter Daisy managed to snaffle before I got to them. Helen says, I've got the Ultimate Pro, but I haven't tried boxes or envelopes with it, mainly scoring or embossing. And Kimberly just saying, this was my first crafters purchase and I still use it all the time. Sarah H says, every cloud has a silver lining. I'm home ill with COVID. We'll get well soon.
Get well soon.
But at least I can sit and watch Ben and Craig. And Clarice saying, definitely saving the show. Thanks for all the learnings, Craig. More questions to ask in just a second. Wolf Dark Eyes Moonwater, who says, I'm afraid that I'll lose the blade of my Ultimate. Is there a replacement for it? You'll be able to get replacements on this show, actually. We do have the replacement blades available for you. We'll fire some more questions at Craig in just a second.
Okay.
Well, I know we're going to look at vellum and what you can do with that with your scoreboards as far as they're concerned. We do have a lovely vellum collection, which I think you guys have been buying in your droves because I don't think we've got huge amounts of stock. Well, in fact, I've just heard from Nicola, who's producing today, it is now limited stock. Ooh. There's green on the screen, which means...
soon won't be seen.
If you'd be a bit quicker.
Sorry.
Dragonfly, Dancing Dragonfly and your vintage butterfly vellums are included in this bundle, and actually you are going to get for free within the deal. That's right, isn't it? The Say It With Flowers vellum, which you are getting for free.
No, you're not.
You blooming well are. £20.
Shut up.
No, you shut up. 2078. By the way, you will get a full pack of this. You're not just going to get some loose sheets. You will actually get a full pack of your vellum from the Say It With Flowers. £20.78 or $27.17. Somebody I know, not too far away from me, actually nabbed quite a lot of that. But only, obviously for demonstration purposes. He obviously needed to use to nick some for the demos that he's going to show you, because he's going to do some demos with vellum a little bit later on. And we've also got on the show an essential cutting tools collection. Now, this is brilliant for the fact that you get a little bit of everything, and once again, you're going to get freebies within the bundle.
No, you're not.
You are. You're going to get your 6-inch snips. Six-inch scissors. I got a pair of these, and honestly, like everyone says, best pair of scissors I think I've ever owned, and not just for when we're making cards and whatnot, just for generally around the house.
Generally around the house.
They are amazing.
Leanne will tell you as well, not often as if ever we say that you can use the same scissors for fabric and paper craft. You can with ours. You will know, and I'll always be honest with you, I'm still in that mindset that I always keep one for my fabrics and that, but you don't have to. You can use the same pair for both. You can use them in the kitchen. Keep kitchen ones separate though. Only use them in the kitchen for like cutting off the fat or that off a bacon or that.
Yeah.
Although if you do cook it so it's dead crispy, it's lovely.
And also just to say, of course, with these you get the Japanese stainless steel.
Yes.
They're not going to gunk up for you because they are the non-stick as well, and they're just super duper sharp. That you're paying for. Alongside that, you're going to get your cutting mat. That is also included in the deal. Whether you work in metric or imperial, that is absolutely perfect. It's 9x12. It also includes for you your angles. So if you like to do your sort of soft crafts on there as well, you've got your 60, 45 degree angles included on there too. And then in the deal, we're going to give you our ruler. This one is our acrylic ruler, of course, with the metal edge. You're going to need that because you're also going to be getting some knives within this set. That's what you're paying for within the bundle. The £25, $35 price tag. The other goodies that I'm going to show you, you're getting for free. Free. You're getting your straight knife and your swivel edge knife with replacement blades. Handy to have the two, isn't it? Really, because then if with the swivel edge, you're not kind of. Well, if you had a straight edge and you were trying to do straight swivelly cuts, it might be difficult.
That's it. It might be difficult. And I'm not sure if you know this, Ben. See on the packaging how it says it's a six-piece?
Yeah.
It's not. It's 7-piece. Leanne said it herself.
Is it?
So you've got your actual craft knife, 5 replacement blades, and that doesn't count the blade within the actual craft knife.
Well,
so it's actually 7-piece, and Leanne said herself they should really look to update the packaging.
Well, I never. Have you got a Sharpie? I'll just quickly scribble it out. So you're getting those two included as well. Nice, of course, that we've included that ruler, which is perfect to use in conjunction with those knives because you've got the metal edge. And then also for free within this deal, one of my favourite little tools is the little edge crimper, which is perfect, of course, for adding sort of that distressed detail to the edge of your papers and your cardstock. So all of that for free within the bundle, which also contains, of course, your cutting mat and your 6-inch snips as well. We are very busy, not only on the socials with people asking questions and leaving comments and asking for requests, but also across the board as far as people shopping is concerned. So let's give you opportunity to get your baskets checked out. If you've got any more questions, any more requests for Craig, then fire those in as well. Whilst you're doing that, we are going to have a look at a little video which will explain more about the Ultimate Pro.
The Ultimate Crafter's Companion is an all-in-one compact carry case which is going to allow you to score, measure, trim, emboss and embellish. The case incorporates 10 vital paper crafting tools all rolled into one lightweight and portable product. If you're crafting at home, this makes a great workstation. Or the carry case design allows you to easily pack up everything you need for crafting on the move. With the Ultimate Crafter's Companion, you can make hundreds of different cards in all shapes and sizes. Working with standard card and paper size, you can fold anything, from basic bifold, trifolds and gatefold cards, right up to pop-out, jump-up cards, or even more complex keepsake books. Simply rest your cardstock against the carefully calculated grid lines, read off the desired size, and use one of the specially designed scoring tools to create an accurate and very professional crease. Every card needs an envelope, and with the Ultimate Crafter's Companion, you can make envelopes in any shape and size to match all your handmade cards. Package your delicate craft projects in colour-coordinated matching envelopes and add a professional finishing touch. No longer will you be restricted to making cards to correspond with ready-made envelope sizes. With hundreds of possible size combinations, your imagination is the limit. And for those really special dimensional cards, you can create 3D box envelopes to not only house, but to protect your handmade card creations. Create your own boxes in any shape and size, from a matchbox right up to a shoebox. All of the calculating and measuring has been taken care of for you, so you can simply follow the guide and create custom-sized boxes which fit together perfectly. Triangular, hexagonal, diamond-shaped boxes are all possible, as well as your regular boxes. You can also create specialised exploding boxes or expanding boxes too. You can even make your own favour boxes for those special occasions. Any craft toolbox should include a paper trimmer, and when you're crafting on the go with the Ultimate Paper Crafting Tool, you'll need a paper trimmer at your fingertips. The integrated trimmer stores inside the tool and clips into place for easy access. The ergonomically designed cutting mouse holds a standard sized blade, which is very easy to replace. Create delicate embellishment for your paper crafting projects with the integrated bow maker. A simple 6-step process will allow you to create perfect bows in an instant. For paper embellishment, you can use the decorative embossing shapes which are featured throughout the board. Emboss onto special papers, vellums or even acetate to create your own intricate toppers. Everything you need comes included with the tool and stores inside for easy access. Each unit includes a full colour instruction book, cutting mouse and ruler, the bow making pegs and 2 specially designed scoring and embossing tools. Whether you're crafting on the move or using this as a complete workstation at home, the Ultimate Crafter's Companion provides you with all the tools you need at your fingertips.
Welcome back. Hopefully that proved quite beneficial just to watch that great voiceover on that video.
He's a legend, isn't he?
Few comments and then we're going to answer a few of your questions. I did Christmas baking on Sunday, says Helen Moore. Cakes, Rocky Road and gingerbreads. Are any of those coming this way? Just asking for a friend.
How was your Christmas cake?
Oh, tasty, man.
Was it?
Sarah made me a Christmas cake. Well, she said, whilst we were on tour, there was one weekend she was like, she said, I'm going to spend a bit of time at home, make some Christmas cake. And I said, can you make, nicely? I said, please can you make me one, because we don't have Christmas cake normally because we don't buy it because no one else eats it. And I thought she was just going to make me like a little tiny square. She made me, like, I ain't joking, it's this big. It is massive, and no one else in my family eats it. Absolutely, mwah. So thank you, Sarah. Carol Ann says, do you like Christmas cake? No, Caroline doesn't say that. Sorry, I started. Do you like Christmas cake? That's me asking you, Craig.
Oh, sorry, me, sorry.
Do you like Christmas cake?
I like Christmas cake. I don't like marzipan.
Oh, you don't? So you peel off the marzipan?
No.
Okay, you'll have to. I'll give you some. Or you have to come to mine for some Christmas cake before Christmas.
Thank you.
Carol Ann says, agreed. Crafter's Companion scissors are like Pringles.
What?
Don't eat them. I see what you mean. Once you start, you never go back to other brands. Absolutely right. When I first got mine, I caught my mum stealing mine to deadhead leaves off her plants.
Oh.
Ha ha.
Oh.
Mary Pat saying how much she loves making boxes. She says it's quite addictive once you start. And Kimberly says, I'm going to use my ultimate to make some small boxes to hold the toffee, fudge and peppermint bark gifts that I am making. Right, questions.
Yeah.
A question which has come in from Kate McQueen.
Oh, Kate.
Hello, Kate.
Hiya, Kate.
Met you on tour, didn't I? Lovely to meet you. And you say, are there any projects on the USB or the Pro that I can use to store/sort dies and stamps? Now, it probably might be difficult to pick out specific projects, but I know, and Craig will probably back me up on this, there are projects like you're just about to show us here, actually.
Absolutely. So, yeah, what you can do is you can adapt so many of the projects to use them in whatever way that you want. So with being your dies, if you're wanting to store them, of course you're going to have them on magnetic sheets. So they're not flimsy, I would back the magnetic sheet, of course, onto a bit of thick cardstock or mount board. But then what you could do, if you do it that way, then cut them down to size. So for instance, this one is 5 by 7. So what you could do is you could cut your 5 by 7 or your magnetic shim down to 5 by 7, store your dies on, and then you can slot them in there if you wanted to. You could absolutely do that. You could do the same even with this style. So this one you would then cut your magnetic sheets down into 5 by 5.
Yeah.
Once again, I would back them onto some mount board or heavy cardstock. Then your dies will sit on the magnetic sheets, and then you can just store them in. So they could be like that. They're going to stick out to the side, and then you're just going to close it up if you want to. You could do it that way. The same as what I just explained there with this one. That's a single one. That one's 3 together, but you can do the same. That could be matte and layer dies. That could be sentiment dies. That could be outline dies if you want to. Once again, magnetic sheets onto a thicker bit of cardstock. You can store them in that way there. And then there's nothing stopping you. If you want to go and create something as a gift with some of the dies, then cut your sheets down. You can then slot them in there, and then you could be giving that to someone as a gift. But as actual storage, yeah, you can start to adapt these ones. So you can pop your die sheets on top, or of course you can take any of the other projects and do the same with some of them.
Marvellous. Hopefully that helps you, Kate. Any more questions? I can see more coming in. Feel free to fire them our way. We will do our very best to get them all answered in the next hour or so. Question from Zoe Carver, who says, I have the boutique boxes embossing board. We have that on the show.
We do.
But you say, but I cannot find any videos using it. I hope that Craig's going to demonstrate it. He's not. The joke is he's going to do it. He's going to do it just now. If you want to grab it though, £8 or $8, saving 20%. So this is another one of the boards that you can, once you've got it, you can then add into your Ultimate Pro, can't you?
Absolutely. So first and foremost, when it comes to your embossing boards, you can use all of these as standalone.
Yeah.
Just use them completely on their own, no problem whatsoever. However, what they will do, if you've got your Ultimate Pro, because these have got notches at the top and the bottom,
yeah.
you can see with my hand, so you've got a notch there and a notch there. What you're going to do, I always like my handle to the left-hand side, that's just going to sit in place, and that secures it nicely, ready for you to emboss. However, as I said, Ben, you can absolutely use it as a standalone box, no problem whatsoever. If you do have your favourites, then what you can then do is come along and then you can store your favourites into the back of your Ultimate Pro. So they're always on the road with you wherever you go. So that is that one. And in actual fact, you can see earlier on, I started to prep one of these, so you're absolutely perfect in asking that right now.
Okay.
So what you will need when it comes to any of these, now, I don't want to contradict myself and you'll be like, but now your handle's at the opposite side. Only because with this board, because it's double-sided, one way that you flip it, this one has got the handle and that at the top, and I like to score so I'm seeing it face on. That's how my handle's to the side here. You can score it upside down, of course you can, any way that you want.
Yeah.
But visually, I like to see it from top to bottom with what I'm scoring. Now, something like this, you will need a little bit bigger than A4. You know, something like letter size is perfect, 12 by 12 is perfect. I am going to use A4 Centura Pearl, but all that will happen, Ben, is the only bit that I won't be able to do is kind of like this little lock at the top. Doesn't matter because this is still going to show the purpose. It would still work. Now, what we are going to do is we want to emboss, so the embossed detail pushes through into the Centura Pearl. So within this one here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and then I'm going to line and lay that on. I'm going to come down, there is the bottom part of my box. So I'm going to come down with my card and I'm just to enable myself to maximise the space, I'm going to go just beyond that little score line. And although it sits nice in place when it comes to your Ultimate Pro, I do like to tape it down. I will tend to keep one area free because there is absolutely nothing wrong if you lose the track and you need to lift it to look. I do it quite often. Only thing I would say, keep one hand on because you want it to stay in the same position so you don't come out the track. So all that you're going to do is visually look for somewhere to start and then you're going to glide all the way along. So I tend to go quite light to start with, and then I'll do so much, Ben, and then I'll go back and then add a little bit more pressure. So we can then go along, if you just need to check, lift, and then go along into the groove.
And you've got another box the other side, haven't you? And again, it's filled with loads of different embellishments and like there's hearts, there's leaves, there's stars on there as well. So you've got plenty more besides if you don't want to use the whole board to create boxes
Not at all. Not at all. And if I hold that as well, Ben, you've got additional embossed detail down here. You've got arches, you've got tags, you've got so much that you could be using as well. For the actual box, you're only scoring the outline. You know, all these are extras in case you, unless you want to create apertures, no problem at all. But all that I'm going to do for a box, you're going to do it twice. So I'm just going to continue to score all the way around in the actual trail.
This is now, by the way, limited stock. Ooh. There's green on the screen, which means...
it soon won't be seen.
Yes, very busy for this one today. Kate's just got in touch whilst watching Craig score to say thank you, guys. You answered Kate's question about the USB. Rosalind just saying, I repurposed the craft kit boxes for mini magazine holders like Craig just had. Nice idea.
Good idea.
Mary says, all I want for Christmas... There's a song. All I want for Christmas is my two front teeth.
I don't remember that one.
All I want for Christmas is a Gemini OG and an Ultimate Pro.
Oh, wow.
Well, you know.
Maybe the time to treat.
Yeah, why not? You know, maybe, well, Santa might be watching, Nicola.
I don't think he's left quite yet, has he? So
no, still got time to get your request in for Santa. Wolf Dark Eyes Moonwater. Ben, will you be creating a jingle for the Ultimate Pro? It's not on my list of things to do immediately, but you know, maybe later on down the line.
Maybe.
Funny enough, we were talking about the well, we were singing jingles earlier on, weren't we?
We were, weren't we?
For the Pro. I can't remember what you were singing, Craig, when you did it.
No, well, I think I started off with Spice Girls.
You started doing the Spice Girls.
And you went into Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, didn't you?
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't great, to be honest. We're not going to... I can't remember it, so we're not going to do it unless you can remember it.
For off the cuff, we were pretty good, weren't we?
We were pretty good off the cuff. Not going to do it on live TV, though.
Definitely not. No, because like you say, I can't even remember how we...
No.
We went.
It was fun, but you had to be there. You know.
Definitely had to be there.
Nicola's going, she was there. Doesn't sound like it was that much fun. We had fun.
We did have fun. It was nice just to go in and come up with something from nothing.
Exactly right.
I can see how you enjoy things like that, Ben, for sure.
Oh yeah, but it's all creative, isn't it? But in a different way.
Definitely
Just
is.
like what you're doing today, you see, being creative off the cuff,
Oh, yeah?
taking in viewers' requests and just doing your thing.
And the thing as well, Ben, with these is we do box making dies and that. We do incredible ones. There's lots of other ones out there. But sometimes you physically want to make something from scratch.
Yeah.
You want to do the scoring, you want to do the folding and the cutting, and that's what these embossing boards give you the ability to do, is completely make it from scratch. You can do it in all your different cardstocks. I know, of course, you can do that with your die cutting, but you can do as much as you want. It is such a great way, and it can be a therapeutic way as well, because when you're doing these, you're kind of concentrating on the direction that you're going with that train line. So therefore, you're kind of forgetting everything else. So you're focusing on where the line's going. And then once you've gone all the way round, what you're left with is that embossed effect that you can see here. So what I can do is, let's move that around, and for now what I'm going to do, Ben, is I'm going to go around and I'm going to cut, and I'm going to cut to the outside of the score line, because I want to have that embossed detail still showing. Even on these tabs, I'm going in and I'm just cutting in all the way around that inside. And now I can clearly show you here, you've got, like these bits here, you can create aperture windows if you want, matte and layers if you want. You've got your additional little tags that you've got here, your arches, you've got your little pocket that you've got there for your envelope or the top of the box. All of that is inbuilt.
And so it's a perfect in, isn't it? Again, so if you are someone perhaps who's quite new to crafting and maybe you don't want to buy loads of dies and you don't want to buy a machine straight off, the Ultimate Pro has pretty much everything you need for you to be able to create your own cards, your own boxes, do your own embossing without having the expense of buying a machine and buying dies. You might get that further down the line, but the Pro's a great place to start, isn't it, for new craft makers, because you've got everything you need, haven't you, really?
You do. And I'm sure so many of you at home can vouch for this. So many of you that have been crafting for many years, and you've got your die cutting machines, you've got your electric bladed machines, and you have done for a number of years, you still come back and you see the benefits of the Ultimate Pro and you buy it, because you can see with ease how you can create your cards and your projects, how it can be a therapeutic for them, how you can start, as I say, from the very, very beginning. It's entirely up to you. Now, I am speed cutting, of course, but you're going to go all the way around, and you don't have to go to the outside edge of the emboss line. You can go right down the middle, you can go to the inner part. However, it's lovely to have that nice professional edge that's got that rounded emboss, so it's certainly worthwhile going around. You might find it more easier and comfortable using your craft knife. The actual edges of it, all the way around, you could use your guillotine if you wanted to. That's something that you could do.
Do you sort of flick between your dies and your Ultimate Pro then? Because you've obviously got pretty much everything, being a experienced crafter and expert. Are there days when you kind of want to use your machine and your dies, and there's days when you just want to use your Pro?
Absolutely, yeah, there really, really is. Depending on what I'm wanting to show, if I'm wanting to show a thorough technique on a cardstock or a medium or something, that's when I'll bring in my Ultimate Pro, so it really shows it off, as well as the actual effect of the boards in the card. But yeah, I chop and change depending on how I feel.
Yeah.
But what I've done here is I've forgotten this little score line here. So all that I need to do, Ben, is because I've already cut it, I know exactly where it's going to go, and then all that I need to do is just go in and continue that line. So what I can then do, let's just double check that I'm in the right groove. And that is very important as well, because watch this, Ben. So I want to make sure, so I'm going to make sure I don't go into a groove, but so I've gone and I've slipped out of the groove all the way along, but it does not affect your actual emboss. So if you do slip out and you might mark your cardstock on one side, it will not show through on the other side.
Yeah.
So don't worry about that. But then what you can do, of course, when it comes to the handle, you're just going to create that aperture out. But then all that we're going to do is we're going to go along, we're going to fold these tabs. Now, the base tabs here, you're not going to necessarily need them all. And what I mean by that is because we've done 2 of these boxes that are going to go side by side. So let's go in. Now, this is as if you've used a die, you've cut it out, you're doing nothing different than going along and then you're scoring all of your marks. Even when it comes to that one there, go in, start to pinch that so you can see the shape that you're getting. We're going to pinch that. That gives us the shape. So that's how it's starting to come together. We're going to do the same within this one here. So let's fold them over. All of the score marks, you're going to go in and then you're going to fold and burnish. So we can then add, just need to add that cut a bit further. So we're going to fold, let's burnish. Of course, you would take your time with the burnishing, but pop them in. And then all we need to do is that bit. And then the sides, once again, just manipulate them ever so slightly. So they're going to go in. So we're going to tuck and bend in. And you start to see that they start to come in on themselves naturally.
Yeah.
So you've got that one. So let's bring them side by side. So this is where what we're going to do. Now, within this one here, you can see that it kind of overlaps, but you don't need to worry about that. I'm going to go in with my tape. So I'm going to go into here, and then we're going to lay that side by side, and then let's press that one in. Let's add our tape onto here. We can then come along, we can fold that over, join them ones together. So press and press. So then what we are starting to get is our double fold. In actual fact, Ben, let's take that one off because I need to take that one off. Look how strong our tape is.
Oh, it is strong, isn't it?
It is strong. Super strong. So let's take that one off there. Let's take that one off here because I missed one key part of this.
What didn't you do?
So what I need to do, let's take that one off. There we go.
Yeah.
So on one side, we actually don't need that bit. And then on that bit, so I'm not cutting off the tabs, Ben. I'm cutting off the opposite side.
Right.
So then what we can do is pop that one together. We're going to fold that one in. We're going to fold that one together.
Okay.
Then what we've got here is we've got our little handle.
Yeah.
That can fold in. Let's pop our tape on for speed here. So let's add our tape there. I'm going to do another piece onto here. So we're going to fold that one over, then we're going to press in. I'm going to go in with my ruler just to press down lightly, fold that one in on itself there. That one now I can press into place, and then what we're left with is our little fab little treat gift box that you can see here that folds in on itself that you've got. You would just come in, chop in that little aperture. You can do your mats and layers. You can use all of these additional bits to decorate your little box here. You've got your butterfly tags, you've got your oval as well. All of these you can use to decorate. You've got another box there where you do 2 of them. It's jam-packed full with the amount of things you can pop in them and use them for.
We have got, after that little demo, they've been flying for £8, $8, less than 20 of those remaining. Now, it's limited stock, so super duper limited. If we had a little sign, that's what it would be saying. £8, $8 for that embossing board. Hi, Crafty Angie says, hi, Ben and Craig. Great to see you working together again. It's great to be back with him. We enjoy each other's company.
So good.
Which is good because we're with each other for 3 out of the 4 days.
We are.
Up until Thursday. Rosalind just said, my ultimate got to work out making boxes for the bases of my village buildings. Oh, yeah, the little Christmas village with the templates that you can build. That is a good idea. And hi also to Mary, who's joined us. Coletta will ask you a question very shortly. I just wanted to show this bundle as well because we have had a question come in from, oh, so many questions. It was a question from Nikki about envelopes and envelope boxes. So we just thought we would very quickly show you a bundle which includes the envelope box creator, which is this one. You've seen Craig already using his scoreboard today. Great bundle is this because basically what you'll be paying for is your scoreboard. I mean, craft room essential, really. Double-sided, depending on what is your kind of measurement of choice, really. Metric or imperial. You've got your 1/8 of an inch increments on there too. And you're also going to get within this deal one of those little embossing boards as well. That one is the Sweet Things embossing board, double-sided again. So that's included within the bundle. You basically are going to pay for, let's get this right, Ben, your scoreboard. You're going to pay for your envelope box creator. That's included with all of the instructions, of course, as well. Plenty of tutorials on YouTube, but really, really nice and easy to follow this one, creating your envelope boxes. Then on top of that, you're going to pay for the red liner tape. And then that's where you stop paying because everything else that you get within this bundle, you do get for free, which is that Sweet Things embossing folder, which is one of our tape pens, glue tape pens included, and the luxury cardstock as well in the Carnival, which is 40 sheets. You're going to get your glitter card, your adhesive glitter card, your matte mirror card, and your mirror card included in all of those beautiful colours. Now, really, really great bundle to go for because, again, you've got so much as far as the envelope box creator is concerned, the scoreboard as well, the embossing board that you're getting in there, and all of that beautiful cardstock. But we did have a question come through from Nikki who says, hi.
Hi.
Hi. I love my Ultimate Pro, but how do I make envelopes bigger than 21 centimetres square? I also get confused as the envelope box measurements are different to the Ultimate Pro. Any tips for this at all, Craig? So if you're wanting to go bigger, there is ways. It does take yourself to do a little bit of mathematics. Right.
Because your Ultimate Pro will do a lovely selection of basic sized envelopes for you to then pop your cards and your projects in. When it comes to your envelope box creator, that's going to enable you to go up to 8 by 8, which is what, round about that 21 centimetres. So it's going to enable you to go up there. You can go a bit further up. It is something that you just need to work out yourself. I know there's charts across on things like Pinterest and that, whereas people will step you through how you can work out bigger envelopes. Yeah. The actual envelope creator itself, it goes up to your 8-inch mark, or like I say, round about that 21 centimetre. We do, I'm not sure if it's on, I don't think it's on the show, I'm not sure if it's actually in stock. We do an envelope creator Pro, which is even bigger, that enables you to go even bigger. But I've not seen that on the show, so I'm not sure if it is in stock. It looks very much like this, but it's like A3 in size. It enables you to create bigger envelopes. So you can have a look across on their website. If it's not in stock, you could always pop your email address in to be notified. So there is that option there. So either work it out yourself as well. So no, so that is going back to our original one. There was one that just flashed up on the screen there just for me to check. So it is a larger one. That is, so that one, so the one I'm looking at just on the screen, I know you can't see it, is the one I've got here. Yes. We did do an envelope box creator Pro. So the one I'm seeing on the screen is the envelope Pro, but we did do an envelope creator Pro. So it looks as though it's maybe not on the website then. So it's just something to have a little peruse, have a little look.
All right.
But you could keep that in mind.
Right, so hopefully that answered the question. If you want to go for the bundle with the enveloper in, £24 or $32 is your platinum price. That's the bundle that I've just shown you with the card, with the adhesive included in there too. Hi to Rosalind, who's with us, also to Helen. Oh, good question from Helen, actually. I tell you what, I've got a question from Helen and a question from Coletta, which I'll ask in just a few minutes' time. Are we going to look at some pictures, I think? Let's look at some pickies, and then I'll ask Craig a couple of quick-fire questions. So, the Envelobox Creator scoreboard, that is available. The prices today are really good, actually. 30% saving off this, which should be $14.99 or $14.95. £8 or $8. Remember, that actually comes in the last bundle, but it's just if you want to buy it individually, allowing you to make up to 8x8, of course, size envelopes and up to 1 inch deep. So absolutely perfect for doing those customized envelopes. That is available individually. Then you've got the Enveloper Pro, which is also £8 or $8 with a 20% saving this time. And then you've got the top score. This is where people might get a little bit confused. So if I've got a scoreboard, what's the difference, Craig, then between the scoreboard and, say, like the top score, for example? Why perhaps would I want to add that into my range?
Well, what you've got with these ones are completely standalone top scoreboard, so you can still do all your different card concepts, like I showed you in the top of the Ultimate Pro. But whereas what I showed you on the Ultimate Pro, you need to butt up to the handle. Whereas with these ones here, you've already got the lips at each side. So here's one here that I've got. So you can do lots of other different card sizes, but you can see there's lips at each side here. So you don't have to worry about buttoning it up to something that doesn't have an edge. These have got the edges on them already. So that is a complete standalone item. You're not going to sit that on your Ultimate Pro. You can do, but it's not going to slot into your Ultimate Pro. But you can completely use that as a standalone item, no problem at all.
There you go, that's on the show. All of these items, all you have to do is click shop the show and you can see all of the deals. If you want to see what we've got coming up for you later on Monday Makers as well, shop the day might be the one to go for. And box makers, the box board, again, perfect for doing boxes of all sorts of different shapes and sizes. We're going to have a look at that, in fact, with Craig very shortly. All of these £8 or $8 today for your platinum, which is brilliant. And then we've got our bigger scoreboard as well. So for those bigger projects, the big score is your A3 scoreboard, only available in the UK, this one. Should be $19.99, but you're saving 30% today. Platinum price is £11.19. And Craft Room Essential, as we've been chatting about today, which is available within other bundles for you, but the Score Master on its own, if you just want to pick that up today, again, a 20% saving, £8 or $8. Then we've got those embossing boards, and as Craig has been chatting about, so these you can buy as individual items. You don't need to have the Ultimate already to use them. However, you can see they have got those notches in so that they do fit nicely into the Ultimate Pro. So they're a nice little addition. This is the boutique boxes, which Craig has just shown you, just demoed with a few moments ago, £8 or $8. And then you've got the Teddy Surprise and butterflies. £8 or $8. So again, this cute for making those different kind of card shapes, different embossed designs on your projects as well. So teddy bears and butterflies. Teddy, it's on the screen, Ben, just read it. It's not that hard. Teddy Surprise and butterflies. Isn't it nice how that rhymes?
It's nice, isn't it? It rhymes.
£8, $8. And then we've got the special treats. Is this the one that makes like the popcorn boxes and stuff?
Not this next one, no.
No.
Nope.
£8 or $8 for your special treats collection. Now the next one, I've got to tell you, I don't think I've ever seen this one before.
Have you not?
The Ulti bags.
Yeah.
Ulti, does that mean because it's the ultimate bag maker of embossing boards?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Worked that out myself. I've never ever seen that before in 2.5 years of being here.
No.
£8 or $8. Ulti bags. Next up is Sweet Things.
There you go.
That's the one. Yes, I can see it now because it's got the little popcorn box on the bottom. That's obviously one board, but you've got the front and back of that. Gotcha. So it's the Sweet Things that I was thinking of. £8 or $8 for that one. And then lastly is another Ulti box. Have I never heard of the Ulti boxes?
Never heard of them.
Never seen them, never heard of them. £8, $8. You can find full details about all of those on the website right now. Shop the Show is the best thing to have a look at if you want to see all of those. Do you want a few quick fire questions?
Yeah, go for it.
3, I think this will be quick fire. Caroline Hanley says, what is the difference between the A4 and A3 scoreboards? Is it just the size?
Just the size.
Yep.
Yeah, A3 means you can do bigger.
Coletta Cooper wants to know, how is the curved bone folder best used?
The curved.
So you've got the curved and the... Yeah, I know what she means, like the curved... No, it's no. Yeah, that one, but there's like the white one, that's the big one, but there's a curved one, isn't there, that comes with it?
That's
like the slightly smaller.
These ones.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
So...
personal preference.
Okay.
They're still going to give you a lovely, crisp, clean fold and burnish. This one you're going to hold within your hand that way and pull and push. That one is going to nestle into your hand just nicely, so it depends on the grip.
Yeah.
Also, this one, you go back and forwards. This one, what you're going to do is you're going to pull up and down the way.
What's your favourite one?
So I like to use this one quite. If
one.
I'm not using this one,
Yeah.
the purple one, I use this one here.
Okay,
So
that's...
that goes and that pulls.
Both of those are available, but they come as a 2 and they are available on the show, so shop the show for those. Helen wants to know, and again, you don't feel you have to demonstrate this, I mean, you probably won't have time, but she just wants to know, is it possible to make pop-up boxes with the Ultimate Pro?
But, oh gosh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, of course you could, no problem at all. Do you know what you could do?
Yeah.
For instance, this one here, that we just done here, what you could do if you wanted to, you could then just chop off that top bit and then put your little bars in between of cardstock,
yeah.
and there's a slimline pop-up.
He thinks of everything,
So
this
you
guy.
could do that, yeah, no problem.
And one final question, I don't know if you want this one or not, this one seems a bit complicated.
Okay.
I don't know, it might not be. Desert Dweller says, I've been struggling to make envelopes 5 3/4 inches square.
Right.
How would I adapt the enveloper grid to make that size envelope?
So 5 3/4
inches square.
Yeah.
How would I adapt the enveloper grid to make that size envelope?
The enveloper grid. 5 and...
I knew I shouldn't have asked it.
So, envelope box. So, but if we go for the enveloper box creator, that gives you 5
Oh, fair, isn't it?
and 3. So, 5.5. 5. Right. Okay. I think I know what you mean, because it goes from 5.5 by 6 inches. Honestly, completely honest with you, I would go to the next size up.
Right.
So
for the sake of a 1/4 inch.
If it's 5 3/4, don't go to the lower size because it's not going to fit. Go to the next size up.
Right.
Honestly, that's what I do. I would even consider trying to work it out myself. I personally would not go there.
No.
If it's ever happened to me, I always go to the next size up. Potentially, there's going to be grids out there on Pinterest and all these sorts of things, but for me, honestly, I would go to the next size up.
For the sake of a 1/4 inch, might just be easier. Right, we've got, I can't believe where this time's gone.
I can't believe it either.
35 minutes to go. Oh, that was very damaging,
was
wasn't
it?
All right then, we've got 35 minutes to go, and I believe we're going to have a look at the boxer board with
We are.
Craig. So, again, let's talk about this. By the way, the boxer board, we've got it individually here. This is the one that comes free if you buy the Ultimate Pro collection, where you get the Ultimate with a free tape pen and a free boxer board. But let's chat around this. Why might I want to go for the boxer board, Craig, as an individual, or maybe as like an add-on to, say, my scoreboard?
Well, first and foremost, Ben, can I borrow yours? Because we don't have one this side. I will give you it back for when I am finished. Now, what I would say, think about the sizes that you are doing. This one that we're about to use here, thank you very much.
Welcome.
It is A4 in size and it fits onto your Ultimate Pro. Now this one you could use on its own, however what you would need to do is secure your cardstock into place so it does not move. The best thing to do with this one is use it with the Ultimate Pro, hence why you're getting it with the Ultimate Pro. Now if you do A4 or smaller, this is absolutely going to be the one for you. Your Score Master, it does, Ben, exactly the same, it's just slightly bigger.
Okay.
Then your Big Score does exactly the same, it's just even bigger.
Bigger,
So if you do A4 or smaller, letter size or smaller, this is going to be more than adequate for you. If you go that in between, then think about your Score Master. If you do look to go big, or you are doing bigger boxes or anything along those lines, then your Big Score is going to be the one to go for. So nothing different than what I've shown you before. So what we have got is your boxer board here. Now, we've explained these many times when it comes to your Score Master. You've got your measurements along the top up to your 8 and 1/8, right along. So you can go all the way up, so you can go for 1 7/8, 2 3/8. You can go to fine measurement detail when it comes to your boxes. So once again, like all of ours, up to the left-hand side, which is the handle, this is true measurement. This is 100% true. So if I needed to measure something, Ben, I could absolutely use that as a guide and know I'm going to get the correct measurement. If I turn it down to the bottom, you may be familiar where it says box base, because, well, it's in the bottom here. This side here is your box lid that you may already be familiar with, and then the right-hand side is your box base. So these measurements along the bottom, 1 inch all the way up to 8 and 1/8, that's not exactly correct. So if you are doing measurements, don't ever go by the bottom. That is to take into account the size for your box lid and base. And what I mean by that is for your box lid and also your box base, you are going to use exactly the same size card. So let's go in with our base. I'm going to do the base in white, and then we've got the luxury cardstock. So what I'm going to do is we can then do our box lid in this gorgeous card. So what we can do, let's bring in our guillotine, Ben, and we'll cut this in front of your eyes. So at this point, think about how I explained how you would work your measurement out for whatever size.
You're on commission today.
I know it. So what you can do with these is, of course, because you've got all, you've got up to your 1 inch, you've got, 1 inch and 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, you can go into absolute precision when it comes to the measurement. So let's just say, for argument's sake, Ben, we want to do, and I am, not that I've got a bad memory, some would disagree. Let's say we can then go in, let's say we're wanting a box that is 3 inches by 4.5 inches. We can see here, and let's go 3 inches by 4, and let's say I want 1/2 inch all the way round. So we're going to add 1/2 inch, and then we're going to add 1/2 inch, so then that becomes 4 inches. And then here we need to add 1/2 inch, we need to add 1/2 inch. So that one then for, tell you what, let's go, let's say, 3 by 4, so let's stick it at that. So 1.5, so then that means we're going to need a piece of cardstock that is 5 by 4, and then we're going to score at 1 inch, no we're not, 1/2 inch all the way round. So let's come in with our card. So let's go 5 by 4.
The guillotines, by the way, are on the show today too. I know Craig's been using them a lot over the course of the show. We've got the large and the small guillotine on the show if you want to pick those up.
And then let's go 5 by 4 once again. And then what we can do, both exactly the same size that you can see here. So we've shown you bigger boxes throughout the day, and of course on to previous shows, but you can still go down to the smallest box that you want. let's go in now. So once again, we're going to go up to the box lid side.
Yeah.
And remember I said that I wanted it to be 1/2 inch. So we can then score, that's our lid there. We can then score at 1/2 inch, and we can then butt that up to the left-hand side. So we're going to score all the way around. And then what we can then do is take this bit here, and as I always say, Ben, where we're going to score at the 1/2 inch mark, I find it hard to score from the bottom up.
Yeah, so exactly the same.
Flip it around.
Uh-huh.
Although it's upside down, it doesn't matter. You can still clearly see that it's 1/2 inch, and we're now on our box base side. So we can then work. So I've done that one. Let's go back into this one here. So work our way round, scoring it all the way round onto that box base. So let's move that one round. So we're going to fold all these over. You would then, of course, go in and burnish them with the tools that you've got. So this is why I was saying with your boxer board, you really do want to keep that and use that with your Ultimate Pro.
Yeah.
Because it holds it and it just snuggles it nicely.
Snuggles it.
Whereas if we were to use that on its own, I have got nothing to butt this up against it.
Yeah, gotcha.
So what I would have to do is I would then have to tape it down, which is a bit of a nuisance because you're going to come to your tape, you're going to have to lift it, score it. So with there being no edges, this is why it is perfectly usable with your Ultimate Pro. So nothing different than what you've seen us do. But what we have done is we've done a lovely little box that is, of course, 3 by 4, and we have created a 1/2 inch lip all the way around that we can see here. So let's go in. So we do tend to do big boxes when we're on our shows.
Yeah, we do, don't we? Not little teeny weeny ones.
Not teeny weeny ones. Whereas even although you've got that A4 feature, what you can do is still do your small. Now that's going to be our box perfectly.
Yeah.
But say, Ben, you wanted, there's our box base that we'll put together in a minute. Say you wanted to see a little bit of that white. Say you wanted the actual edges not to be quite 1/2 inch in depth. What to do at this point is if you want, say you wanted it to be 1/4 of an inch. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come down, remember we're up to 4 inch.
Yeah.
Come down 1/4 of an inch and cut. Let's turn it around, come down 1/4 of an inch and cut. We're going to do that all the way around. Now that's keeping our box lid to the exact same size, but what it's doing is it's going to give us a shallower lip.
Yeah.
So what we can then do is go in with the tabs that we've created. So we're going to add our tape on. Let's do this with our white multi-purpose tape. Can you see as well? No cracking, there's no creases. It is an absolute perfect score and emboss. So let's fold this one in. So this could now be a little gift card holder. You know, you can pop your little gift card in. Or you know the little cards or verse cards that you sometimes get with flowers?
Oh, yeah.
You can then pop something like this one in. So then we're just going to fold them over corner to corner and press. We've got that shallow lip, but this is to show you how you don't have to go big. You can absolutely go shallow if you want to. So press that in.
Oh, it's very shallow, that, isn't it?
Very shallow, this one here.
Yeah.
But that's how you would go shallower if you needed to. So we can close that in. Look at that cute little box that you've got. You can see. So it may be a little necklace once again. You know, it could be a gift card if you want to. So although you can do up to A4 on this, you've got all your 1/8 of an inch options as well, up to 8 and 1 inch. You do have centimetres on the other side if you prefer it, but of course a lot of us will go for the inches. So your measurements for the top, for your box lid, are true measurements.
Yeah.
The base along the bottom are not true, they're slightly out. That's to take into account the box making facility. So you can go big up to the 8x8, or you can make these little shallow boxes. I've done 1/2 inch, that could be 1/2 inch, that could be 1 inch, that could be 1 7/8 if you want to, whatever you want. But these ones with your box board fits nicely onto your Ultimate Pro.
Brilliant. Just again, an interesting question from Wolf Dark Eyes Moonwater, who says, is the Ultimate Pro capable of storing all the available scoring and embossing plates within the device?
No.
You'd have to select a few to pop on there, wouldn't you?
Select your favourite one.
Yeah.
So as long as they are your scoreboard size, so just over your A4 size, these ones here, or your embossing boards, these will fit. It's going to hold comfortably 4. You might get 1 or 2 extra, but yeah, there's no way that you're going to be able to hold them all. You're going to choose your favourites, and then you're going to store them.
Marvellous stuff. 3 items just to quickly show you before we take a little break and give you the opportunity to check out your box. Check out your box. Check out your basket. Sorry, I just saw a message about boxes here of Helen saying she's going to make her own jewellery boxes next year. It's
Brilliant
the kind of
idea.
thing that you can do with the Ultimate and the boxer board. Scissor bundle. If you haven't yet picked up our scissors, why not? This is a great opportunity to do it. I worked out the maths on this earlier. Kind of basically, with this deal, you're going to get your 4.5 inch precision snips for free within the bundle. $36.97 or $58.97. With these, you're getting your 9 inch, your 6 inch, and your 4.5 inch precision snips. Japanese stainless steel blades, of course. You've got your non-stick coating on there too, and with the bigger ones, a thing that I absolutely love, we've even put you your little measuring device on there as well, so you know exactly how far into your cardstock you're going to be snipping, which I just think is a genius thing to have on your bigger pair of scissors. Yes, as we've always talked about, these are perfect for all of your crafting needs, but just great for real life as well. If you need the best pair of scissors that you're ever going to own for whatever it might be, from cutting your cardstock to cutting your material to trimming the fat off your bacon, then these are the ones to go for. Honestly, don't take my word for it. Ask in the socials. Ask everybody else. If you've got these scissors, let's get talking about them and tell everybody else why they need them, especially for that deal today. £23.18 or $35.98 is your platinum price there. Another thing which, I know I'm telling you to buy everything today, but I just think, later down the line, it is going to help you no end. Your USB, one of the star buys on the show today. This we launched on our 16th birthday. Just brilliant. And what always makes me sort of laugh is you look at the little tiny USB there, and on that you've got 33 projects. There's your little USB, so you're going to pop that into your laptop, into your computer, and contain within that 33 brand new step-by-step tutorials. And on there, things like advanced fold cards, 3D cards, gift card holders. Some of the items that Craig was showing you earlier on actually are included within your USB and Velobox projects, Cube gift boxes. What I would say is the fact that you're saving so much on that today, so it should be £45, $50. If you're going for the Ultimate Pro today, I would say to you that £16, $28, that is, it needs to go in your basket, really.
It really does.
Do you know what I think?
Yeah.
If you get the Pro and you leave that behind, I think
definitely, yeah. And to think, that little USB, you've got a little Sarah inside there.
Yeah, little Sarah, yeah.
Little Sarah,
Teeny,
little USB Sarah.
Teeny tiny. You could probably just say, I am a mole and I live in a caravan. There she is. Just
It's a
inside
canny
there.
lad.
Hey?
Canny lad.
Canny.
Tremendous.
Tremendous. Off the chart, thebomb.com. What are we going back to? Oh, what? I told you to be quick. The scissors, they were a real snip today, weren't they?
They were, yeah.
You did have to be sharp if you wanted to pick them up.
They're cut above the rest.
And now they're sold out.
Sorry.
Don't scream and shout, but the scissors are now
sold out.
They're gone. They're out of there. They're gone. Very quickly though, one thing that isn't sold out, a Centura Pearl bundle. So obviously we've been waxing lyrical about Centura Pearl again today. If you're picking this bad boy up, get some Centura Pearl because it's the cardstock that you're going to be working with. We've got some really beautiful colours in here. Again, ones that I don't see that often, like our black in there, which is stunning. The dark chocolate is beautiful. Look at that.
Isn't it?
Oof. Also in there, monk.
Your wee mink.
Huh?
Your wee mink.
Yeah, wee monk. Then you've got your cherry. 10 sheets of all of these, 6 different colours. Oh no. You've got your fuchsia there, Craig.
You do indeed. Absolutely.
Also in there, you've got your platinum.
Ben.
Yeah.
Just actually, can you go back one?
What, you want me to go back to the fuchsia?
Yay!
60 sheets in total with a 15% saving, £16, $28. That is your Centura Pearl 60 sheet collection. I feel like we ought to have a break. We've got, by the time we come back, we'll have about 15 minutes left on show. Can I just ask, genuine question? I mean, I know Craig's made a few boxes and bits and bobs. Is there going to be a vote at the end of the show or not?
Not really, no.
I just thought, because you made that little box and you made the little bag, didn't you?
You want me to put the little box in?
It's up to you. I don't.
Well, put it in the vote then.
Oh, we're doing a vote. Nicola's
do a vote.
decided. The boss has said we're doing a vote. Crafty Angie says scissors are the best I've ever used. I love how the scissors fell in my hands. Oh, feel in my hands, says Alicia. How it sounds when I lay it on a glass mat, and that snip sound. It is the royal tool every crafter needs. And Zoe says, warning to everyone: if you get the Ultimate Pro, you will get addicted to box making. Let us give you opportunity to check out your baskets if you've got stuff in them. Head to the checkouts now. We'll come for a final wrap up in just a few moments' time.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters' companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% of your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every pound, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
We get to know people from places and walks of life that we wouldn't come across in our everyday life if it wasn't for Crafters TV and doing what we do.
I got so many lovely comments from people when I started doing the presenting, and it was just really such a lovely feeling. And it's nice that people keep messaging in. You know, we see the same people. We know you can build up that kind of relationship with those people. So it's just the fact that people like what we do and they're pleased. And I do love it when people send us photographs of the items that they've made.
We talk about customers, but really they go in as a customer, come out as a friend. The support that I get is amazing. The messages I get are amazing.
Me personally, it is personal interaction. I've never had the best of health. I've always been open about that with our viewers at Crafters TV. So many people are in the same situation as me health-wise. Other people have got a completely different health issues. They understand and they relate to what I'm going through, what others are going through. So whether we interact on a crafting basis or whether we interact on a health basis, a personal basis, we're all there to support one another. It is incredible.
The reaction of viewers when they come to meet us is worth all of the early mornings when we have to get up for our early morning shows.
Some of the customers come on as craft ambassadors and things like that, craft along with us, and being able to actually chat with them on air. Love it. I really love that connection with them.
We've had lots of shows where we've done like craft alongs, especially where we've had viewers craft along with us. We had a particular viewer, Joy, who joined us once before, and she literally made me cry on air, and Joe, because the things she said about us, it really was quite humbling that there are people out there that watch us and invite us into their living rooms and really treat us like family.
Yo dudes, welcome back. Rosalind says, I consider myself a generous person, but when it comes to my Crafter's Companion scissors, they are off limits to everyone, says Rosalind. I can kind of understand that because they are brilliant tools, royal tools, as we've found out from Zoe, that potentially you don't want to give to anybody else. And Evelyn has just said, I use a Totally Tiffany 12x12 paper handler to hold my Pro and all additional boards. That is a good idea. By the way, if you missed the Craft House show on Friday with Tiffany, you can go back and watch that. It was a very good show, if I do say so myself. I mean, don't watch it now. Watch the last 15 minutes with us. Jean Gemmell says, I have the black fancy cardstock and I'm going to make a piano box with some chocolates. I love that idea. With the scrap flip some over and I've got the white keys. That is genius, Jean. I love that idea. Making yourself a piano box.
Good idea.
It's a box that looks like a piano. A piano box. And the guys in the gallery want to see a picture of it, Jean, when you've done it. And Jossie says, can I borrow one of your jumpers, Ben? All the Christmas jumpers are sold out, lol. Yeah, welcome to. I've got a few. I did have to get rid of a few last year because Laura was complaining that I had too many and they were clogging up the cupboards. So I got rid of a few. How miserable is that, eh?
Yes, isn't it?
Last year I had pretty much one for every day of
the year.
Not of the year. Can you imagine? That's why they were clogging up the cupboards. No, one for every day of Christmas. I had 25, yeah. I've only probably got about 10 or 12 now, I think. But anyway. Envelope Creator, that's what we're going to have a look at right now. Now, the Envelope Creator is available individually. However, it is also available down here in a bundle, which gives you your Schoolmaster, which we've touched on today. It also, basically, by the way, you're buying that and that, which is the Envelope Creator, which we're going to look at. And then on top of that, you get your Sweet Things embossing folder board for free. You get your glue tape pen for free, and you get your 40 sheets of luxury cardstock in the Carnival for free. And also, you get your red liner tape as well. So that is all in there for £24 or $32. As you saw briefly a few moments ago, if you just want to get the Envelope Creator on its own, you can for £8 or $8. But actually, for an extra, what is that, £16, isn't it, if you're platinum? I mean, why would you leave all the other goodies behind? You wouldn't. Let's have a look at the Envelope Creator with Craig. Last chance saloon as well to get any final questions in that you want to ask Craig, because we are done in about 13 minutes time. So, Envelope Creator, obviously different from the Enveloper, because the Envelope Creator allows you to make envelopes with depth, doesn't it?
It does. It really, really does. And I apologise for doing this because I know this is teasing something we don't have in stock, but it's for those that wanted to know where I was talking about our envelope box creator, when we were talking about how we did have a larger one that enables you to do larger envelopes.
Yes.
It's called the Envelope Plus.
Envelope
and that's
Plus.
a continuation from this one.
Yeah.
So it enables you to do 8x8 up to 12x12 envelopes. So although I think it's out of stock at the moment, that's the one that you're looking for if you want to do envelopes bigger than 8x8.
Gotcha.
So for those that did want to know and want to keep an eye out, that's why I've shown you that, so you know what you need to take a note of. But as it is, we are having a look at our envelope box creator. So what we've got here, now this one, Ben, it is going to sit nicely into your Ultimate Pro.
Yes.
However, it is one that you can use standalone. You don't have to pop it in because this 90-degree step is what is going to hold your card and paper into place. So it's not that you're needing the lip of your Ultimate Pro, it is this 90-degree angle that you need. So that is why you can use it as a standalone. Now what we can do is we're going to come in here with the guide that you get. Now what I was showing you a minute ago, if you happen to misplace any of your guides, if you go into our download section on our website, you can print out the guides for your Ultimate Pros, your envelopes, your top scored, your boxer, your envelope creator, the one obviously I was teasing you with. I've even done my manuals for the Gemini. So what I've done, as you can see, I put them into a binder, hence why that is what that purple thing at the side of me was. So you can either keep them secure and do a print out, and then you can then put them in a binder if you want to. But I'm going to go in with the actual booklet that you're going to get. It is going to show you different techniques, but then what you can also do is you can follow your measurements in millimetres, or you can then go a little bit further and you can do them in inches. Please don't panic at first when you see, oh my gosh, it's like something they would use on the Big Bang Theory when they're trying to, you know, do all their potions and tables and stuff like that.
You're a big fan of the Big Bang Theory?
Love the Big Bang Theory.
Never seen it.
Have you not?
No.
It's hilarious, brilliant, love it. So we're going to go in with the inches here. Now, you can make a flat envelope. You can make an envelope that is 1/2 inch in depth. You can make an envelope that's 3/4 of an inch in depth, or you can make an envelope that is 1 inch in depth. So if you love the depth of your card, if you love your decoupage, but you don't want to put it in a box, Ben, you want to pop it into an envelope box, then this is what you're going to be using. So let's say we're going to create a box that is 1.5, 1.5 inch in depth. What it will also tell you, because that's the page that we need, we've got anything in white, you can then make out of A4 cardstock or US letter size.
Okay.
Anything in blue, you will need A3 cardstock or 12 by 12. Anything in yellow is going to require larger cardstock.
Right.
So just so that you know there. So because we are doing 1/2 inch in depth, we are going to need to use position 1 and 2. So I'll explain that in a moment. Let's come in, let's do an envelope which is 7 inches by 6.5. So we're doing a little bit of a different style just to show you the measurement wise. So to do a 7 by 6.5 envelope with 1/2 inch in depth, we're going to need a piece of cardstock that's 11.5 by 11.5.
Okay.
Now, for structure, I would always recommend your stronger card. I'm going to do this in our pattern paper so that you can see the effect. If you want to still use it within the pattern paper, the heavyweight card police aren't going to come banging at your door and saying, why have you done an envelope that is, of course, 6.5 by 7, 1/2 inch depth, but you've done it in pattern paper? It's up
I
to
hate
you.
those heavyweight card police.
I hate them.
I've just heard the
hate them.
sirens. They're coming in now, Nicola says. Look out.
Not surprised. So if you remember, we need to cut it to 11.5 by 11.5.
Yep.
So we can then move all that out of the way. And then what it also tells me is I need to use position K and L down at the bottom here. K and L. So let's go in now. So we've got A, B, C, D all the way up to O, which is embossed in the actual plastic. What we've got here is position 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah.
Now, if you remember, it says I need to use position 1 and 2.
Yeah.
That has given me my 1/2 inch in depth, that part there. So what I can do, pop one part here. You've even got lips at the top here to hold your paper in. So I need to use position K and L. So I'm going to go in with this one here, position K. So we're going to score. Then what I'm going to do, Ben, is I'm going to lift it up and I'm going to pop it into position 2.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do that again. So we're then going to score at position K. So I'm going to flip over to this side and I'm going to repeat that. So we're going to go into position 1.
Yeah.
And I'm going to score at K. We're going to lift that and pop it into position 2. We're then going to score at K. And then on these sides here, we're going to do L. So into position 1.
Yeah.
And then we're going to look for L. We're going to score. We're going to lift that to position 2 and do exactly the same.
Yep.
And then we're going to flip to the other side and then we're going to go in to L, and then we're going to lift to position 2 and do L again. Then what we're going to do, all of these, we're going to fold in on themselves. Straight away you can see we've got our 1/2 inch in depth.
Yeah, perfect.
So carry on all the way around.
So clever.
So you're going to fold these in. You're going to fold all them in. So if you do want to do them with your patterned paper, which you absolutely can, as we say, the police aren't going to come to your door, you can then do your double-sided.
That's the gnome paper, isn't it?
It is indeed.
Get that for free within a bundle on Monday Makers later on. The heritage dies.
Might just be showing that, yeah.
Yarp.
So what we can do on this one, so to make it clearer, what we are then left with, Ben, is these crossovers that you can see just into here. So on this would be, I'm going to say this would be my bottom part. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut down, I'm going to cut down, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut along and then cut along, not all the way in, so I've got my little tab. So I'm going to do that again on this side, so I'll do it with black so that you can see. So pop all them in, so that's how it's looking. So what I'm going to do once again is I'm going to cut down on the score line. I'm then going to cut down on the score line. We're going to cut along, and then we're going to cut that one there. So we've got our little tab. So that is your 2 bottoms. Then if we bring into the top, all that you're going to do when it comes to the top is you're just going to cut out that whole triangle out of there, because that's going to be the lip. So what we can do is cut down and then cut along. We're going to cut down and then we're going to cut along. So then what we can do to finish it off, let's put our adhesive on that little tab there and that little tab there. So then that can then fold over in on itself as if you're creating a box. That one can fold in on itself as if you're creating a box. Then what we can do is fold them in, see how it's coming together. So all that I'm going to do very quickly, because I know we're running out of time, I would use tacky glue, but let's go in with our tape. We can then fold them in. We're going to lock that in to each other just here. So fold that in, pop that, let's hold it, I'm going to grab it, and then we've got our envelope that's 6.5 by 7 inches, that is 1/2 an inch in depth, and you can pop any of your decoupage. Maybe it's going to be your magnetic sheets with your dies. Chop that off, and then there you've got a little pocket to pop them in. So that's how you're going to use them, and with that one you can do up to 8 by 8.
Absolutely perfect. Crafty Angie's saying the same thing. Craig, I always have problems making these envelopes that are not flat, so really good to see that in action. And lots of people very impressed by your organised folder system that you've got going on there. And Carol Ann's saying, very organised system, Craig, with that binder. I may have to steal that idea.
Of course you can.
Do it, do it. Now, if you want to go for the box board on its own, you can. It's £8, $8. But what I would say to you is, go for this collection where you basically get the box board plus everything else I am about to show you. You're going to get your scoreboard in there, double-sided, of course, whether you're working in imperial or metric. And of course, you've got the ability with this, with the box lid, box base feature, to be able to actually create your inboxes very, very simply indeed. Then you're going to get that in Velobox Creator. Really handy to see that in action. Shows you how simple it is to use and create as in Veloboxes, and also just kind of demystifying that this is all very complicated and difficult. It looks like a lot, but once you break it down, as you've seen with Craig there, very, very simple to follow to create the box that you need. And then all the other bits that you're getting in the collection are free. Your Sweet Things embossing board, all that beautiful luxury card stock that we said, so 40 sheets of your luxury cardstock in the Carnival, 10 glitter card, 10 of your adhesive glitter, 10 sheets of your mirror card, 10 sheets of your matte mirror card included in there as well. And that really is a carnival of colours that you're going to be receiving right there. And then on top of that, your adhesives, red liner tape, and of course you're going to get your tape pen included in there as well. £24, $32 for it all, or as you said, if you want to go for the individual, you can, but that is the main value for money. What a show. Hopefully we've answered all your questions, and hopefully you're going away with some amazing deals, or indeed if you've already got maybe your scoreboards or your Ultimate Pros, you're now going away with a newfound confidence to be able to use them to create some amazing projects. Monday Makers is coming up from 6 o'clock, 1 o'clock Eastern. We're going to be having a look at some heritage dies. We've got the colourable, easy for me to say, colourable creator card dies as well. The macro floral embossing folders are on the show, plus a whole host more. Can I thank you, sir, for your help and guidance over there? A very interesting show, and I think everyone will agree, nice and helpful for everyone too.
Hopefully, anyway, hopefully, as you say, it's kind of demystified any of the worries or concerns that you've got when it comes to any of our scoreboards.
Massive thank you to all the team. We are back in 2 hours' time for Monday Makers. Until then,
toodles!
Bye.